More of like getting punched in the stomach.
Oh.
And so Timmy ripped the audio and put it right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course you can't hear it.
I was going to teach you some artificial intelligence.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Take me through how I'm actually going to generate a video that'll help me lease my vacant warehouse.
I was playing with one where the doors open and then it goes inside like an office, and then you can see the office layout.
So I can actually upload some images of the warehouse. I could upload the plans and see what Sora creates. Then,
Both getting all excited.
but then you click the link, it takes you to like a landing page where you have like the AI girl talking to them. Hey, I see you want some more information on the vacant warehouse. Here's what you can do. And you can kind of daisy chain some of these AI technologies together to bring in the leads.
I know, yeah.
You got a property that's got 50 different leases. You can query from all of them. How long did it take me? 30 seconds? Instead of the old Google where you would go in and then it would give you a list of websites to go to, this actually gives you the answers and then cites the sources. It creates a two-person podcast. You could learn anything that you want, listen to it on the way to work, and know everything that there is about the North LA warehouse
Wow.
while I'm driving to work, right?
Yeah, can you show us a little skin?
ChatGPT is an intern.
Just like bringing a new person on your team.
I think there's a real opportunity here to separate yourself.
This episode is sponsored in part by the Massimo Group. Are you a commercial real estate broker looking to boost your business? The Massimo Group is the world's premier coaching organization, transforming the careers of brokers just like you, just like it did for me. Visit www.massimo-group.com today to get started and take your career to the next level. This episode is also brought to you by Site to Do Business, commercial real estate's most advanced toolkit, providing commercial real estate professionals like me with premier data, mapping, and marketing tools to win business and revolutionize decision-making. Visit stdb.com to learn more.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Commercially Speaking. I'm Timmy Barron, ADHD.
And I'm Bo Barron, the CCIM.
And this is the Commercial Real Estate Podcast where Bo teaches me everything about commercial real estate, including commercial real estate investing. I started from zero. Now I'm here. Of course, we are here. We're live. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your questions. We're talking AI and how to use it in commercial real estate with Michael Hironimus. Michael, welcome. And if you all know, Michael looks like he's ready to, like he just came back from just a really fun night, all-night fun night, and that's because he's got COVID. He's pushing through. He wanted to do it anyway, so really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, man.
No worries.
It's really love it. So before we jump into it, we've had Michael on twice now, and we learned a lot of amazing things. It can be overwhelming, especially if you're not a AI nerd or an AI geek or on top of everything. It can be overwhelming. There's so much out there, so many tools. What are the tools? How do you apply them? And a lot of them don't even have a specific application, but it's a tool given to you and you can do whatever you want with it. And that's where Michael comes in. Michael he is somebody who's got his finger on the pulse of what's coming out, what is happening, the new things that are coming, and not only that, but how to apply it to commercial real estate specifically and how to run your business. Michael, before we jump into the things that we didn't get to last week, last week we talked about Sora, which is ChatGPT now makes videos, which is incredible. We'll talk more about that. The thing that you taught us last week that just kind of blew my mind was there is a site called Perplexity that you would use like you would Google, and it gives you the answer and it cites all the sources that it came from. Right? And then you can take all those sources, go to notebooklm.com, which is created by Google. You can put those sources in and talk to it like you would ChatGPT, but it only pulls from those sources.
Correct.
And so you can talk to it like you would ChatGPT. Not only that, it will give you a briefing doc, a study guide. And the thing that blew my mind, especially when I tried it out this week, was it will pop out a 2-person host podcast about those sources. And you can even tell it to focus on something specific. So for example, this is what I wanted to show everybody that we did. I posted it on X at ComSpeakPod, which I'll go to right now. But and this is how I did it, Michael. I uploaded 10 transcripts. Each one was from one of our latest episodes. And I just hit give me the audio, right? Or the audio thing. And it pretty much chose one when we're talking about 1031. And it kind of broke down 1031 exchange. I was like, oh, I wanted to do everything. And then I found out you could have it focus on something in particular. I was like, focus on the podcast as a whole.
Right.
And just so people can hear it, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Just so people can hear this. Look, we're live. We're live, everybody. While I'm here, I'll repost while we're here. Okay. Where did I put it? Yeah, here it is.
To the world of Commercially Speaking, a commercial real estate investing podcast.
Right. And we have a whole stack of transcripts and audio clips from the show itself.
And you're here to help me make sense of it all, right?
Exactly. We're going to unpack the key takeaways, the strategies, the mindset, everything.
Awesome. So what's the big picture here? Like, what's in it for our listener? What makes this show worth understanding?
Well,
and so what it did was basically give me 16 minutes of them talking about why our show is awesome or why it's unique and what audience members can learn from it, right? And it specifically took some topics from the transcripts that I did, including you and AI, at 1031 tax exchange. And that's what it sounds like. That's what it looks like. It took 5 minutes to do that. And once it started generating, it was even less than that. So I created 2 podcasts already to listen and learn about how to do sports franchising, right? And how this particular product called CrossNet was created and their path to success, and just found all these videos and articles that I had already compiled and just threw it right in there. Right. So unless you had something specific you wanted to jump into, can you show us briefly Perplexity into Notebook LM?
Yeah, we can do that. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want to learn about?
Well, I want to show, and I just talked about it, right? I just want to show people how it's done. I just want to show, anybody who saw that podcast, like how would somebody else make one?
Yeah.
Right?
So I can't remember if I did it last week, and I apologize to everybody. I'm a little under the weather, but we're going to do this. And what I had was, can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you sound good too.
Mm-hmm. Do I?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Christian. Christian say, hey, I think you guys do great work. AI in real estate is definitely underrated. Would you agree, Michael?
I would agree.
Yep.
I would definitely agree.
Yeah, commercial real estate can be.
So this is what I had done last week was, and I think I had showed this, was I had taken some commercial real estate quarterly reports, and we can do this live as well if you want. But basically I had asked it, get me some LA quarterly reports for the North Los Angeles warehouse district. And we could do the exact same thing. Let's start a new thread and we could talk about, give me the quarterly office reports for the Chicago, let's just say Chicago area. And when we go ahead and put that in, it's going to go ahead and go grab all of those. So what I do is I like to show all, which is right here on the side. And that'll show all the sources that it's pulling from. So it pulled something from Globe Street. Here's Hiffman. So they've got, I don't know who Hiffman is, but NAI. So NAI has got their quarterly report. Here's Newmark's report. Here's Avison Young. And so what I can do is I can grab all of these reports and download them, right? Mm-hmm. That was not a very good example. But, go ahead and grab these reports. And then what I can do is I can take them over to our Notebook LM. And that's what I had done with the Los Angeles warehouse market data. Was I just went in, I add the sources, and I just chose all those files, all those quarterly reports, and dropped them into it. Now, you could also go and find, perhaps there's somebody who's like a market expert that does, podcasts or Google YouTube channels or anything else, or somebody who's got a blog, I could add that website in there as well. It's a whole bunch of different sources that you can pull from, and then just drop them all in. And once you drop them all in, you can go over to this, and I had already done this one, but you just hit create a conversation, and it'll do exactly what you just done, right? It'll create that sort of podcast like conversation, and you can suddenly know and learn everything that there is to know about that particular market and that particular data.
Right.
And from there you can like for CCI, somebody who's taken a CCIM, you could create a study guide, or if you're maybe creating a website, you could create FAQs. There's a briefing doc, so you can actually click on that. And I think I had done that right here. And it took all of that information from each of those different quarterly reports and then put it into a pretty nice little briefing document right here. And you can copy and paste that, put it right into an offering memorandum, or put it into a
slide deck or anything.
Slide deck, whatever it is. It's really cool to be able to do that. And then once again, the timeline, I talked a little bit about that. Notebook LM is great for lease abstraction. So
Yes.
dropping your leases in and then asking for a timeline, and it will tell you exactly what is going to happen when. It's really amazing. And then they did this new one where it's interactive mode. I don't know if you had a chance to try it out, but you can
Yes.
actually go in and ask it questions in the podcast as it goes along. It's kind of
That was nuts to me, because it's like you're interrupting their flow, and then they
Yeah.
listen to you, and then they speak right to it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, like so you start to do it. So yeah. Let's see. Can you show us real quick? Do you have one that's already made that you can?
I do, but you're not going to be able to hear my sound for some reason. It only does.
Oh, gotcha.
It only
Gotcha.
does my microphone. You
Okay.
guys could do it, but
I can do it. I can do it. Let me jump in and do that real quick, because I think it's worth seeing.
But like I had mentioned last week, I think Notebook LM is tuned. It's under Google Gemini. That's the large language model that this is pulling from. But they've tuned Notebook LM to do two things: have very low hallucination rates, but very low creativity. But in commercial real estate, a lot of times we don't want necessarily creativity when it comes to legal documents and things like that. We really want to have the information as it is. And that's why I really like Notebook LM for commercial real estate applications.
Yes. All right. So let me share real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Share my screen.
Look at that.
No, I love that. I think you have to cancel your share first.
Okay.
There we go.
you
Okay.
I have to look at me again. Quite the juxtaposition. I look like a homeless person, and Bo Barron looks like he's, putting on the Ritz.
Yeah.
Hey, I dressed this morning just to make you look bad. So.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm bridging the gap. I'm here to make everybody look good. So
Thank you.
That even includes you in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody check this out. All right. So this is, again, Notebook LM. Notebook LM. It's pretty user friendly. You can jump in here. Of course, play with it. We're throwing a lot at you. So I put in about pickleball, right? And so it generated this. I'm going to show you interactive mode.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay, folks. Welcome to another deep dive.
This is so cool.
Today, we're tackling something I think you're really going to dig.
Oh, this should be a fun one. Yeah.
It is. We're diving into the world of pickleball. Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
From backyards to the big leagues. It's a heck of a story.
Yeah.
Can you all tell me, allow while visiting the site? Notebook. Oh yeah, use your microphone. Yeah, allow this time. Let's see. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
there
going
you
to
go.
join on.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're
Oh, wait. Someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Hey, so I was wondering if you all could talk a little bit about pickleball in the way of where, from the backyard to the very first league that was created, how that happened.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, it's really the heart of the story.
Okay, let's unpack this. We were just getting started, but we can absolutely focus on that journey.
Exactly. From a casual backyard game to an organized sport with its very first league.
Isn't
Okay,
that nuts?
so
Isn't that nuts? So I'm pausing it there.
Totally nuts.
I just think that blows my mind because as it went through and it started doing something, I was like, you know what? I'm not interested in that kind of information. I jumped right in and asked him the question.
So you can steer the conversation. Like, for example, if you're sending this podcast to a client or something, hey, I want to send it to you and tell you about this market. It's a 10-minute podcast, and you can understand why you should invest here or something like that. But then the cool part is that you can record it and you can sort of dictate the flow of the conversation, so you can make sure to touch on the things that you want your client to understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's pretty impressive. I mean, I really like it. It's wild that we can do that right now, you know?
Yeah, it really is. We got a quick question real quick. Or we got a question that should have a quick answer. From Christian, why is AI in real estate such a hidden topic right now?
Yeah, you know, I know Bo's been in a long time. I've been in real estate a long time. Real estate traditionally has, in my opinion, has been slow to adopt technology. Overall. And I don't know why that is, but it always has been that way. Like, you know, I just think that not a lot of people are catching on to what is becoming the biggest thing since the advent of the internet, in my opinion. And you know, and we're going to get into this a little bit. I'd really like to talk about the ethical things because there's some major things that happened just this past week that are going to highlight what where we're going with the new year. And
You mean since the last time we talked to you?
yeah, something huge just rolled out. Huge.
All right. Well,
It's going to change everything. Change everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
There's too much changing everything going on.
Well,
And that's part of the problem is and maybe that goes back to the gentleman's question is it's, you know, we're having a hard enough time hanging on to our deals and talking with people and everything. And I don't think people have enough bandwidth to really know and keep their finger on the pulse of what's happening in AI. And so, you know, that can make people feel like they're on the outside looking in. But I think if you stick to some of the core stuff that we've been talking about and that I teach in my course, I think that's going to help you at least start to get the ball rolling and, you know, continue to listen to you know, Bo and Timmy and their guests and stuff like that. And, you know, try to keep up to date on it. But it's moving so fast. Like I said, you know, I feel like this is a full-time job for me almost, you know, keeping up on all this AI stuff. I read, you know, my day starts with reading 5 to 6 blog articles of really good people that I listen to. I've got a new process, which I'm hinting at right now, which was the big thing that just happened. And it really is. It's a lot to keep up on and keep tabs on.
Are you trying to tease this out on purpose? Because I'm interested, like I'm in. I'm waiting for you to.
You're waiting in. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know. Well, before we jump in, because
Take our time here.
Yeah. But like similar to like social media, for instance, if someone is wanting to jump into social media, that's been around for a while, but there are a lot of different platforms. And so if you've never done it, it can be overwhelming. And one of the biggest pieces of advice I hear and the piece of advice I say is like, jump into one, get to know one. Where is your market at, right? Where is, you know, for commercial real estate, we find that that's on X, right? And LinkedIn. So focus in those areas. And then you could always expand, get to know something well. And for when it comes to AI, based on our conversation last week, going to ChatGPT would be where almost everybody seems to be starting. Everyone is somewhat familiar with it now. It's very easy to use. It's just like having a conversation. So you've got ChatGPT, and then also based on our conversation, ChatGPT, and then Perplexity. You can use that as a search engine and a way to extract data because it cites all the specific sources from the answer that it gave you. Right. And then those, for anybody who's got that question, like where do you start to not get so overwhelmed, those would be good places to start. And then on top of that, you can add, and we talked about daisy chaining a few of these and using them together. So just slowly build on top of it. And as you do, you can learn things like, and then here's the other thing that you said, which you don't have to be super good at AI. You just need to hire somebody or know somebody that is, right? And Michael is your guy who teaches a course on AI.
Sure.
And of course, this course is changing all the time, right? Every iteration of it's going to be a little bit different with what you learn.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's
I'm having to constantly redo the lessons because either the workflow changes or the way that you interact with the data changes. It's just...
And maybe he's going to eventually have to rethink and retool the policy that he created where once you take it, you can retake it anytime you want.
Right.
Because it's so changing.
Right. Yeah.
That may eventually not work out for you, man. But I appreciate it as someone who took it and is taking it again.
Well, I think some of my early adopters, I'm gonna relay that out. But I think you're right. In the future, I'm gonna have to roll that back, especially with some strategic alliances that I'm making right now. So it's good. There's some really good stuff happening right now. So.
Yes, I might have heard a little bit about that.
Now,
but has he even told us what was going on?
No, we're gonna get to it, right?
No, I'm not telling you yet.
Come on.
There is,
it's a teaser. You gotta,
yeah,
you gotta let the band doesn't just run out right away when they're ready to play, right?
That's right.
You gotta get the crowd pumping and chanting and everything.
You don't pop the nipple out first, You want to show a little midriff or a little bit of chest hair, right? You don't want to,
That escalated quickly.
I'm just talking about how I tease my wife. So,
well, if you're going to wait to get this, if you're going to wait to share with us, no,
I won't.
Something else then.
Yeah, I did want to show Sora because we talked about that last week a little bit.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
There was no.
Did you do something with that? What?
I did do something with Sora. I took a picture of this
our
building.
Studio,
yeah,
or the building
of the building outside.
Nice
to see what I could get it to do. Right. So this came out, and again, we learned this from Michael last week. I'm not the expert here, but this rolled out with the 12 Days of Christmas. ChatGPT or OpenAI did the 12 Days of Christmas. So you just go to Sora,
You're not sharing, by the way.
SOR.com. Here it comes.
Right.
Right. And if you've got a ChatGPT or OpenAI account, that's what you use to log in. Yep. And so we come right here. And these are all AI generated. Check this out, Raphael. You see it? Oh, we've got Raphael in the studio. Anybody familiar with Commercial Real Estate 101, that podcast? He is with us. Hello.
Are you familiar with Sora?
Yeah, I heard about it. I haven't had a chance to play around with it, but I've heard about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are all AI generated, just to give you some, what
people come up with is really cool.
Examples. Yeah. So, I think I logged in. I think I log in with Google. Wait.
No, it looks like you have a password.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm in. All right. So.
Oh my goodness.
This is, this is just me having fun here, right? I did a drone style shot. And this is even a remix too, but I wanted somebody with a mullet on a tennis court holding a frisbee, right?
That looks more like Daniel Boone and like the raccoon.
I know. Yeah. I was not very impressed with the fluffy hair. All of them had fluffy hair. But what's cool is once you have it, once you put in your prompt, they give you something, you can hit remix and give it notes based on what it gave you already. Right. Cool. Right. But that is not what I'm showing y'all. Here it is.
Oh, there's our building.
Here it is. Yeah. So I did a drone style shot. Again, this was me just playing with it for the first time. And what it ended up creating was just like a sunset over it. You see? Really
interesting.
Yeah. So it didn't actually do a drone style shot. I'd imagine it might need more pictures or more of a source. Like how would it know? Because when it did end up doing a video or, actual movement, this is what it ended up giving me, which is, looks like some kind of courthouse or building, not the one I wanted. And then I did Yellow Lab driving a sports car because that's what you talked about, right? Mm-hmm. And this is what it gives you. So it's pretty incredible what it's generating, putting out. But, again, you go to featured and you can see and click on this and it will show you what the prompt is. Like, this is a really good prompt. My prompt was so quick, so fast. And this gives you inspiration and you can see the prompts and how to do it. But then I could recut this one. I could remix it. Again, remixing means it takes this one and I can add a few little prompts of my own. So it'll take this and move it through. So This is and it's stunning. Some of these look stunning. And just
Really
like
cool.
anything else with AI, when you start to use it and it doesn't give you something amazing, it's not because of the program, it's because what you are inputting into it.
Yep.
Right? Just like again, you said this too, like an intern. What was it he always said about the intern?
Yeah, Michael always says it's like adding an intern to your team. you
Yeah.
know. But you've got to, in a lot of ways, train the intern a little bit.
That's right. And
Right. It's a good inputs lead to good outputs, and that's kind of the takeaway is that if you can prompt it well, you're going to get really good outputs. And a lot of times what you can do is if you're in ChatGPT, you can go find a custom GPT that will create prompts for you. So you can so for example, here I'll just show you real quick.
yeah, let's do it.
If I go to ChatGPT, this is one that I use all the time, is Leonardo. Leonardo is an image generation. And so what I'll do is I'll go in and there's this, somebody had created
Are
this.
you sharing? Are you
Oh,
sharing?
sorry. Am I
Yeah.
not sharing?
No, you're not. Or not yet. Anyway.
Oh, I didn't hit the, now can you see it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm in ChatGPT, and then if you go to Explore GPTs, you can go in, and I bet you there's one that's already created for Sora. Sora prompt. Let's see if somebody's made one.
This is where you find all that.
So here's a Sora video prompter. So all you got to do is go into this, tell it what it is that you want. This guy named Mark Rogan, I don't know who he is, but it makes
Shout
a
out,
basic
Mark.
Sora prompt to create your visual stuff. So you put it in just a normal language, say, I want a video of a yellow lab in a red sports car.
Video of a yellow lab in a red sports car.
And so let's see what it just comes up with. So here it is. Bright yellow lab, sits in a driver's seat, sleek red cherry. So you can see that that it becomes much more descriptive.
Yeah.
And that's what the prompt is going to be giving you. Is much more, and I guess.
Oh, look at that. And then, then it used DALL-E to generate an image for you.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I use this one, Leonardo, all the time, and this is another one. So Leonardo Prompt Maker. There's one for DALL-E. There's one for Runway. All of them. So if you go into your custom GPTs, you don't have to rewrite everything. Just go in, talk to it in normal language, and it'll create this pretty descriptive prompt that will give you better outputs for what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, that's often my issue is how to talk to it or what to say to it,
Yeah.
And just that alone, those cheap, those custom GPTs that were made. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Woo, wow.
Yeah.
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 I had to fit that in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've got someone watching right now, actually, named Christian, who says, I watch a lot of you guys, us. I too educate U.S. real estate pros on how to take advantage of AI. Check my channel. We should collab sometime. So, Christian, I am interested in some feedback that you might have since you're here, because I think that is really, really cool. Especially, why you think it's a hidden topic, besides the fact that commercial real estate is just behind the times when it comes to technology. So what didn't we get to last week?
Yeah.
That you cover before we
Quite a bit, actually. And so what I want to do is I'll get into, since Bo is chomping at the bit here.
Yeah.
I want to get into kind of what I feel. Yeah. Kind of what I feel is the big topic for 2025 in artificial intelligence, which is a term called Agenic AI. I don't know if you've heard of the term before, but
Agenic
AI.
As in like an agent?
As in like an agent.
Okay.
But so Agenic AI are large language models that will work on behalf of a user autonomously, which is brand new concept to a lot of people. Now, you might hear a lot about automations and things like that. You can set up automations for things to happen, but typically there's what are triggers, right? For example, if you're using Zapier, there's a zap that happens and you have to, manually do it. Where we're going with a lot of the new large language models is we're getting into this agenic AI period where you will have agents or interns or whatever you want to call it that will go out and do things on your behalf without you having to monitor it.
Yeah, right. I just saw a video of this yesterday, and I saved it to ask you about it.
Yeah, so agenic AI is the big push for a lot of large language models. Claude came out, which is Anthropic, had come out with this thing called computer use, which kind of helps, look at your screen and do some things. But the real big push is coming out through, I think, Google and also OpenAI. So OpenAI this week came out with the first really big application for agenic AI, and it's called Tasks. And it's mind-blowing. The things that people are doing with this is incredible. So if you are a pro user or a plus user, you pay for it, essentially. You have access to this. And so let me show you real quick what it is.
Okay, great. Great.
Okay, good, because I have questions.
Yeah.
I have questions about the idea of this, but let's see what
It's changed everything. It really is changing a lot. Once again, agenic AI is this concept of an agent that can go out and do things while you're asleep, right? So if you come up here and you go to the changing of the model, now they've got one up here that has GPT-4o with scheduled tasks, okay? So you click on that, and what you can do is you can go in and have it do something on your behalf. So this was one that I had done previously. Yeah, okay. So what I had queried it was I said, each morning at 8 a.m., send me the top 5 articles on new AI tools or trends in AI. New tools or trends in AI. And so every morning I get in my inbox, I get this compilation. What it will do is it will go out into the internet, the webverse. It will grab the top 5 articles and it'll bring it back. And so I queried it even more, and I ended up saying, so that was my first try at it. So then what I ended up saying was this. Every morning at 8 a.m., I want a curated list of the top 5 AI innovations tools from the internet, provide a brief description, the links, and also any implications for the real estate industry.
Whoa.
And so what it does is every morning at 8 a.m., I get this in my inbox. And so here was, this was from yesterday. So Google's AI, Gemini, Adobe Firefly Bulk Create, NVIDIA's Cosmo, and it's got the links here. So if I want to go read the article or whatever.
Or throw it into Notebook LM.
Or throw it into Notebook LM, exactly. Right. So, yeah. and then I have got the implications for commercial real estate, right? So on each of them, I can sort of start to understand, okay, how can I use this to be better at commercial real estate? So Gemini's capabilities can be integrated into property management systems to improve tenant interactions, automate leasing processes, provide personalized service, and so forth. So it gives you kind of it brings it around to, okay, how can we use this in commercial real estate? And then what I had prompted it was I said, create a LinkedIn post and a X or Twitter post based on this information. So then it creates this LinkedIn post, right? Exciting times. God. And so every morning at 8 a.m., right on the dot, I get this in my inbox. It goes out, it does it on its own, brings back all that information to me.
But you're the one, you're actually the one who's going to post that on LinkedIn though, right?
Yeah, but we can start to automate that. So I can set up a Zap where once this goes in, it will extract the LinkedIn post and then post it for me automatically. I haven't done that yet, but that is something you absolutely could do.
Set up a Zap. We'll have to come back to that in a little bit.
Okay, so but start to think about this, because this is where we're heading with artificial intelligence, is you're going to have these agents that go out and do things for you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they're only going to get more specialized, more powerful. What we had what some people are talking about is that you'll have like this master agent, if you will, who will go and hire these other I put in quotes, but hire these other agents to go and do specialized topics. And I think where OpenAI is, and I don't know for sure, but I think this is where we're heading with OpenAI, is that they've got all of the ingredients for this, right? We've got custom GPTs that are basically large language models that are customized for specific purposes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got search, Google or ChatGPT search now, so it can go out in the internet, scour the internet, and grab all this stuff. They just rolled out their brand new O3 model, which I had dabbled on before my internet busted out last week, which is their biggest reasoning model that has ever been created before. So imagine where you could say to an agent, look, I want a market analysis on this area. Think of through all of the things that I would want to know in order to invest in this area. Go out and do all this and bring it back to me.
Wow.
And it's going to go and grab a custom GPT that specializes in market analysis. It's going to grab a agent that specializes in population data. It's going to grab an agent that specializes in employment data. Yeah. It's going to grab an agent that specializes in demographics. And they're all going to interact with each other and come back with something that is going to be huge, deep research into whatever it is you want to do.
Wow.
That is the future. That is where we're going to be going. And I bet by the end of this year, if not sooner, we're going to have agents that are going to be able to do this and accomplish this. And this is the first iteration of that.
Oh, do you hear that?
What?
I think it's Alice shaking in her boots.
You know,
Alice,
the executive.
Alice, you're
assistant.
safe. You're safe.
You're safe, Alice.
But you know,
Alice.
it's and this is where I was coming back to. There, the implications for this are going to be. I don't think people are ready for it. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think people are ready for what's going on. For example, I was just reading an article in the Wall Street Journal and it was saying how MBAs are having a really tough time finding work right now.
Right.
And Meta, Mark Zuckerberg had just came out and said that they were looking at slashing basically all their middle management.
As a commercial real estate broker, your success depends on the right strategies and guidance. The Massimo Group, the world's top coaching organization for brokers, can help you scale your business and increase your income. And as a former client, I've personally experienced how their coaching can transform not only your career, but also your life. Don't wait to grow. Head to www.massimo-group.com today and see how their proven systems can work for you. This episode is also brought to you by Site to Do Business, the ultimate commercial real estate data analysis and mapping tool. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, Site to Do Business provides the data and insights you need to make informed decisions and close deals faster. Frankly, it's the tool that I use the most in my business. Access comprehensive market analysis, demographic data, and powerful mapping tools like ArcGIS, Placer AI, and Flood Maps all in one place. Identify the best locations for your clients, analyze market trends, and present your findings with confidence. Don't miss out on this game-changing platform. Visit stdb.com today and see how it can optimize your business. And now back to the show.
This is a real concern, and I think a real concern for white collar workers, especially because a lot of the tasks that they can do now automatically. And once this Agenic AI comes out, it's going to have huge implications. There was another article that I was reading, and I forget who the company was, but they put together basically like PPMs, private placement memorandums. And they've got this whole slew of people who basically, create these PPMs and shift the language about. And they've got, tens of thousands of people who do this. They said 95% of those people are going to be gone because they can have AI now do a majority of the work. And what used to take weeks to do now can do it in minutes.
Right.
All right, I have some questions about this Agenic thing.
Yeah.
First of all, is there any concern about these agents going out there and acting like they're me? doing things as if they're me as opposed to my agent. Do you understand the question? Like they're
like scammers could.
They're representing to the world or whatever they're doing that they are me.
Right.
For instance,
okay.
one of these make a phone call at some point and act like they're me instead of my agent.
Yeah. Yeah. Could. Yeah, absolutely.
And
that's probably in the future.
What do you think the ethical implications of that are?
I don't know, man. I there's just it's the Wild West right now in terms of a lot of this stuff. I don't think when you boil it all down, we're really all cavemen. Genetically, mentally, we're all cavemen, right? And my wife would probably say I'm a little more caveman than not, but that we really are. And I don't think our caveman brains are going to be able to catch up with how quickly these things are moving in a certain extent. But I don't want to sound like existentialist or anything, but this is going to have some huge ethical implications. And I think people are going to have to sort of reimagine what it is to be a worker or work or productivity, because you're going to have agents that can do a majority of your work for you now.
Right. I mean, have you all heard of the scams? Like one of the common scams that are going around where like a grandparent, right, gets a call from their grandchild's number of a voice that sounds like them asking for money because they're in deep, deep trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been going on for a few months, and that's before, Let
me ask you this. Let's say I was going to build a database of properties. Okay. And I was going to hire an intern for the summer, college kid interested in real estate. He's going to come in here and he's going to help me I just want all the property information. I don't want to rely on some company that I have to pay for. I'm in a town that isn't a billion properties, so it's a somewhat manageable, and I think it's an actual possibility that I could get the property level information, owner information on every commercial property in my town. Like we're not too big to pull that off. So I think that's possible.
Sure.
So I bring in an intern, and their job this summer is to just go to our PVA website, log in, and start pulling all that information. Right?
Sure.
Could an agent do that behind a paywall?
It will be able to, yeah, through what's called API, so Application Programming Interface. So API is what connects two different softwares to each other, essentially. Mm-hmm. And that is the next step where they will be able to go into your database or whatever it is, get that information, and yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Can I show you?
And where an intern would take weeks to do, AI could do it in minutes.
Wow. Can I show you all something?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Your wheels are still turning.
My wheels are grinding. They're not really turning. They're like bogged down and grinding. I don't have anything else to add at this point. I'm just trying to process the implications of what he just said. Yeah. Go ahead and let me just.
I am too. I literally am thinking about this night and day because once again, I don't think people understand where we're heading with this and the implications of it. Like this tasks thing is amazing.
Hello, Steve. Hey, is this Steve?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that to play right away. There we go. Go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
No. I was just saying, the tasks thing. If you can play with it play around with it, it's going to be amazing. I hope you guys get a chance to play around with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello? Who is this?
Hello, Steve. This is Rania from Boulevard Properties. Am I catching you at a good time?
Wow. I guess. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Boulevard Properties here in Dubai. I just received your details from our marketing team, and I see you recently clicked on, our ad regarding Dubai real estate investment. I'm reaching out to verify the details you submitted. Would that be all right? Great. I just want to confirm a few details. You mentioned you're looking for a 4-bedroom apartment. Is that still the case?
Yeah. That's
perfect. True. Perfect. And are you also looking for an off-plan property? No worries at all. The call can easily be done via Zoom, so you can join from wherever you are. Just let me know a time that works for you, and I'll arrange it for you. What do you think?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, can we do tomorrow afternoon?
Absolutely. How about 2 p.m. tomorrow? Does that work for you?
Yeah, perfect.
Click down below if you want to build your own AI and scale your business with advanced technology.
Yeah. So I saw that yesterday and it was just blown away. I know, like, that's been around for a few months.
Yeah.
Something like that. But
yeah.
But what you're explaining as far as what's come out this week, it's easier to accomplish, right? More user friendly to create something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and now you can have it. So, okay, let's say you take that technology that you were just showing, which is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, go out and grab me, 100 of the local investors in the area, call them and find out if they'd be interested in the property that I just listed. You know what I mean? And that'll call on your behalf, interact with them, maybe make some appointments on your behalf. And then you've got another agent that is an expert in your calendar agent who it'll work with, create the calendar, create the Zoom, the Zoom. And,
right.
And so when you wake up in the morning, the other thing is I can have one that says, tell me my entire schedule in the morning. Executive assistants are going to probably not be around very long because you can have AI do all of this for you on your behalf. I mean, it's just, it's mind-boggling. And this is the beginning of it. We haven't even scratched the surface on where we're heading with this Agenic AI stuff. So
I know it's crazy. It's crazy. And I think it seems to me like the biggest hurdle for people to do this would be the same thing as when I ride in the car with Dad. He's in a Ford Explorer that when you're on the highway, you can take your hand off the wheel and it'll stay in the lines and drive for you, right? But who all is actually letting it do that, right? The trust.
My F-150 can do the same thing.
Yeah.
There are 0 seconds of me doing that.
Right. And so when it comes to this is coming down the future. And of course, the generation behind us is going to trust this a lot more,
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, they're going to have chips in their head anyway that be able to
probably
process all of it. No one's going to need new information. It's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. But as far as in our lifetime with this, I think our generation, like Gen X? Yeah.
Gen X.
Gen X and millennials, to trust this will be kind of a muscle that we got to work, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I trust AI agent to make these calls when I can make these calls myself.
Yeah. Now what we just saw a video of essentially was the AI agent acting like it was the actual person.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't thought through the implications of that, but I don't like that. Now, if that very same thing called that guy and said, "Hey, look, I'm an AI agent working for so and so, and this is what I saw. You clicked on this ad. Looks like you're looking for this. Can I set you up an appointment with so and so to view this? And while I've got you, do you mind if I verify your information?" Like, if that's what that's just honest,
right?
The other one was built on the presupposition of a lie. It was something that was acting like it was something else.
Right.
I don't like that, but I think you could accomplish exactly the same thing if you're just honest about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think it will end up, like, if it goes the way it probably will, it seems like it will normalize, like talking to AI on the phone.
Yeah, it will.
Will be a normal thing at some point. It won't be like, what?
Right. Just
100%.
like
I think that's going to be the future, really, is where we're going to be interacting more with artificial intelligence and, robotics. I mean, everything is moving so quickly. You think about all of the amazing things that are happening because of artificial intelligence. We're going to be having breakthroughs in medicine. We're going to be having breakthroughs in science. I was just reading an article about how they were attaching these beacons to these specific types of turkey vultures in Kenya. And they were utilizing artificial intelligence because they act differently for an animal that is slowly dying as opposed to an animal that's dead. And so they've got these traps out there that they trap animals. And so they're utilizing artificial intelligence to determine if there's a trap there, the animal is kind of suffering or so forth, and they can go out and get the poachers and everything like that. Environmental science, there's just so many applications for artificial intelligence that are going to be net benefits to humanity. But I think the flip side of that is, once again, just how are we going to deal with all this automation as workers, as producers. It's gonna, and commercial real estate is not immune to this at all. We are a person-to-person industry, which is great, right? You're not going to be able to really take that away. But a lot of the things that we do behind the scenes with data and capturing data and manipulating data and putting together analyses, that is going to be all basically done for us, automated in the very near future. And I'm already showing people how to do that now, but it's going to be even 10 times that, I think, by the end of the year, or maybe next year.
Do you know what's interesting about all this too, especially since commercial real estate is such a face-to-face and relationship-based, industry? The value of canvassing, I think, will only go up. Right? Because the more things are automated, the more you're talking with AI agents and all this, the more you're going to value human connection. That's never going to go away. It'll fluctuate as it is, but I think the value of getting in front of people, it's going to happen less and less, which makes it even more valuable.
I can see that being true. And that reminds me, like when you were talking about that, what I instantly thought about was the value of mail these days. There was a time where commercial real estate, when you were marketing a listing, like you're sending out postcards,
right?
Yeah,
all the time, and that went away when email kind of became a much more efficient and cheaper tool. It's definitely cheaper. It's definitely more efficient,
right?
But now, if you send out postcards, you're differentiating yourself. People don't do that anymore, and so you're doing something that's a little bit more old school. It's not as efficient. It's not as inexpensive, but it does tend to be more effective. Yeah. So there's definitely a case for it.
Yeah.
As long as it's a differentiator. And if we have a world where 90% of the action is AI agents, me showing up at a person's office to actually have a conversation in person could be, just like you say, incredibly more effective.
Right.
Yeah. Not as efficient, not as inexpensive, but way more effective. I could see that really being the case.
Yeah.
Kind of cuts through the noise a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, the AI stuff is going to be a little noisy for a while, I think. So if you can bring it back to our inherent, connection as humans, I think that would be a good thing.
Can I go ahead? I wanted to show you all something scary. Can I show you something scary?
I hate scary movies, despise them. I've only been to one my entire life, and I hated every second of it. So
really?
Is that the kind of scary you're talking about? I was on a double date, dude. It was with my wife, another couple, and so I had to act like I wasn't freaked out of my mind. It was Insidious. I literally sat in that movie theater and I stared, instead of at the screen, I stared at the chair in front of me for an hour and a half and acted like I was paying attention and, was trying to think in the back of my mind about kittens or something. I was so uncomfortable. I hated every second of it.
Really?
It's so funny.
We never went out with that couple again.
Yeah.
That was the one time.
It's so funny. I'm similar. I don't watch that many scary movies. Yeah, really? I've been in 3 horror movies.
Yeah.
I've been in 3. The last one was more comedy gore, so that's not too bad.
All right, show us what you got.
All right, so here's what I think. This is so scary. I mean, it's also really cool, but these. Okay, here we go. See here?
And were developed by South Korean scientists. Each micro-robot is 600 micrometers tall and interacts with others using magnetic fields.
These are micro-robots.
Was able to unclog tubes that resembled blocked blood vessels. This technology could potentially be used to clear plaques from clogged blood vessels in medical treatment. In this other application, the micro-robot swarm transported a chunk of the metal indium to complete or break an electrical circuit. This allowed it to turn a light on or off with precision. The micro-robots were able to assemble into a group and coordinate their movements to walk over an obstacle. By leveraging their collective strength and synchronized actions, they successfully overcame barriers, demonstrating their ability to adapt and perform tasks that require precise teamwork.
Look at that.
Micro-robots used centrifugal force for self-throwing, propelling themselves over obstacles. A swarm of 200 micro-robots successfully separated heavy liquid metal into smaller pieces in just 5 seconds, despite its high surface tension.
All right, you get the point, right?
Isn't there a cartoon movie about this?
Ants?
No.
Little
like,
micro robots?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Y'all don't have kids the age of my kids. Michael, do you remember that? Hero.
Hero. Hero 6? Big Hero 6?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't there something like that in that movie?
Oh, there might be.
I've never seen that.
That's really cool.
I've seen it once because I got kids.
That's amazing, though, isn't it?
It's amazing, but
so instead of like
scary.
open heart surgery, they're just going to inject you with these little robots. They're going to go in and fix you up.
But here's the thing.
I mean, when we're in the wrong hands.
Anything that can be good can be bad.
Yeah,
And it's the guy with the controls.
Right. Like imagine that is a premise for a horror movie. These little
I'm
micro
sure.
robots.
Black Mirror stuff.
Yeah, that's Black Mirror episode for sure. Like it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible, and the things that it's going to be able to do to save lives seems incredible. But
Right? Could it be the plaque in the veins,
I
cause
know.
the heart attack, and then exit stage right?
I know.
And there's no
right. Like the amount of terror you could cause.
Yikes.
It's and that's
And
what
the
was,
Koreans have this. North or south?
This is South Korea.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little bit.
Yeah, South Korea.
And we're live. Maybe we know. Maybe I don't say that again out loud.
Yeah, maybe don't say that in case you plan to go to Korea.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Well, never mind. We're
Come
live.
on, man. Okay.
I was about to flip him the bird.
Yeah, let's
North
not-
Korea.
let's
Yeah.
not do that.
All right, so you guys want a couple other things? And I don't want to get into too much of the scary stuff, but I think that's
Yeah, give us a
definitely
couple
something
more.
to think about. But okay, I'll give you a couple other things because I don't know how much time you got. But
Probably another 10 minutes.
okay, so let me show you this other thing that I think you'll enjoy, which is called. I'm going to go to Google Gemini. And this is on their paid version, but I did it. There's a 30-day sort of trial period, so you can try it out if you want. But it's this Google Gemini Advanced 1.5 Pro with deep research. And it's really amazing that it will go out, and this is sort of a reasoning model as well, and I'm going to show you. I can't really show you that one. Anyway, I was doing well, so we're looking in our fund. We're looking at this property, and so I dropped the address into Google Gemini Deep Research, and I said, please do research on this particular area and give me demographics, population, employment data, and everything. So what it does is
address. You want me to just give you? Is it fast? I can just give you an address.
Yeah, go ahead.
1215.
Give me a. Hold on.
Okay.
Give me a market analysis on what is it?
1215 Southtown Boulevard.
Southtown Boulevard. Where's that at?
Owensboro, Kentucky.
Owensboro. Is it K? It's KY, isn't it? KY. I want demographics. Employment and population statistic.
This is basically like the information that you'd go to site to do business for.
Local area economics, let's just say whatever that is. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to go and think this through in terms of what it wants to go and grab, right? Very similar to the O1 model for ChatGPT. And so this is what it does. It goes ahead and it says, I put together a research plan. This is the plan. Based off of this, it's going to find the location on a map. It's going to find the demographics within a 5-mile radius. It's going to include information on age, race, income, education level, household size. It's going to find the employment statistics in a 5-mile radius. It's going to find the population statistics. It's going to find the local economics, and it's going to find any related news articles or reports on this area. So from here, what I can do is I can go ahead and edit this. Let's say there was something I forgot that I want to add to it, or maybe I don't want a certain thing. You can go ahead and edit this plan.
Wow.
But
you say replace all those 5-mile radiuses with 15-minute drive times?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You know, it's not Site to Do Business in that respect, but it does a pretty good job. So, and then I go ahead and I'll just click on starting research. And so what it will do is, almost to a sense agenically, it will go out and it will scour the internet and find all of the websites that are going to be relevant to this research that we're doing.
Wow.
I think on the one that I did, it grabbed from 44 different websites, all of the information, and it will list all the websites that it's going to be using. Now, this might take a little bit, so we'll...
Well, I got a question on this, because what is stopping it from taking data from, like, I would assume Site to Do Business, this is a tool. You can't access that Site to Do Business without having an account.
Correct.
Right.
So with this, I assume that there's parameters in place where they only can search for what's public.
That is correct.
Yeah, okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
Now, at some point, like I said, at some point, what you're going to be able to do is through API, you're going to be able to connect those paywall websites and bring in that data. In fact, I think I'm going to do one for CCIM where we're going to be talking about how to extract Site to Do Business data and then utilizing AI to break it down, disseminate all that information.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But anyway, it's scouring even more, but you can see all the stuff that it's grabbed. So it's grabbed some LoopNet stuff. It's grabbed some Commercial Cafe. It's grabbed some Crexy stuff. It's grabbed some census reporter data, BLS data, broker list. Shout out to Linda. Shout out to Linda at Broker List.
Shout out Linda.
What's up, Linda?
Census.gov. Barron Commercial. Look at that. Look right here. Grabbed you.
I know those guys.
Census Bureau Quick Facts. It's got their Wikipedia page. So you can see it's grabbing from a ton of different information. It's grabbing even more as we go along. So now we're up to 30 websites that it's scouring all this data and bringing it all back. So this is going to take just a little bit. But imagine how you can start to do market analysis, or you can start to do, you know, whatever it is on a particular area and grab all of this data, put it together in a comprehensive report. It's just amazing. Amazing.
All right. Cool. You got one more?
Yeah, I got one more. And actually, I'll have you do this, Bo.
Oh, okay.
Or Timmy, either one. If you go to AI Studio,
it's the best.
.google.com.
AI Studio.
.com.
Okay. Time to build.
Okay, cool. So if you go ahead and get out of that. Okay, so this is their, that.
Nope, don't want emails.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So this is their sort of Google Studio where you can do some of the experimental models that Google's coming out with and so forth. There's some coding stuff that you can get into and so forth. But one of the cool things that I like about this is this stream real time. So over on the left-hand side there's a stream real time. And what you can do is you can go ahead and either through your Show Gemini your webcam or share your screen. So if you click on share your screen, Google Gemini will be looking at your screen, and you can have Google Gemini interact with whatever is on your screen. So what I was thinking is maybe you could ask, introduce me, and then I can put up a number of fingers, and you can say, hey, how many fingers is Michael holding up, or something like that.
Okay, so I need to stream live with you, like bring up the...
Sure. Bring up my my face or
So
whatever.
you'd like to stream live with me. Could you clarify what you mean by bring up?
Oh, so he's listening to you right now, by the way.
Yes. All right, so can you see my buddy Michael Hironimus there, and tell me what he's doing right now.
Yes, I can see Michael Hironimus. He's waving to the camera.
Okay, how many fingers is he holding up?
He's holding up 2 fingers.
All right, that's ridiculous. Well done. Can you tell me if he has COVID or not?
I cannot tell you.
Well, there's things you can't do. Okay.
Ask him what I'm holding.
Oh, yeah.
There are some things I cannot do.
Okay, now, do you see my brother Timmy Barron right there?
Yes, I can see your brother, Timmy Barron.
Okay, he's holding up something in his left hand. What is that? Can you tell?
Yes, Timmy is holding a small white object in his left hand.
Okay.
It looks like a phone.
No, it's not a phone. Try again. He's going to get a little closer.
Okay, my mistake. It's not a phone. He's holding a beverage in a glass bottle.
That was Michael. I need you to stick with Timmy down there. Again, with his little T-Rex arms, he's trying to get this thing close to the camera.
Okay, I understand. Timmy is holding a glass bottle in his left hand and is bringing it closer to the camera.
Okay, so need a little work with you, but that's okay. Thanks for playing, man. That was fun.
It was a fart machine.
Oh, is it? It looked like a little brain.
Yeah,
it's a brain fart.
Oh, brain fart. Got it. So anyway, what I really like about that is that you can say, if you're on a website and it has somebody's contact information, you can say, please extract this contact information, and you can copy and paste that and put it. But this is where we had talked about web scrapers in the past, where you can have something that scrapes a website and extracts all that data. I think with this Realstream stuff, that is going to be the next web scrapers, if you will, where it will interact with your screen, grab all that information, and then put it wherever.
Wow.
Like what I think will eventually happen was with this Stream Real Time, you can say, if you're on like a CBRE website or something and you've got all the people with all their contact information, grab all that information and put it into a Google Sheet for me so that you can, play around with it or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's going to be pretty amazing. Or if you've got like CoStar and you want to, grab a whole bunch of owner information or anything like that. Wow. And then pair that with maybe an Agenic AI, which will go out and do that automatically for you. The future is crazy, man.
The future is crazy. Now, I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's new things coming out all the time.
Yeah.
Which is why it's very important that if you are interested in moving forward into the business, not being left behind, but being on top of this and understanding this, what's great is that there's somebody else out here like you that has a course to keep us up to date about it. How long is your course?
When does it start?
How can people sign up? Jinx, you owe me a soda. Can't change it.
I got that in stereo. We have one that we just started. We have until Tuesday if you want to sign up for the next one.
I'm in it.
And then, and you're in it. And then I just created a new one that will be starting at the end of February, beginning of March time frame. So if you want to get on board with that, there's the website, Implementing AI in Commercial Real Estate, implementing AI in CRE.com. And yes, Bo Barron, you get 10% off, buddy. CS Pod.
And so do you if you use our code CSPOD.
CSPOD, you can use it. Yeah, Michael's been very, very kind to share that with you all, our listeners.
And it's 6 weeks. 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks. It's kind of a hybrid self-paced. So we've got all of the lessons and videos and everything, and then at the end of that week, I do a 1-hour live session with people to go over that information, to ask any questions, any brand new tools that had just come out, like breaking stuff, like I had just shown you with the tasks. I'll introduce to my students, make sure they're up to date with those. It's 6 modules. So we start with the intro to commercial real estate, or intro to artificial intelligence, which is a lot about how we prompting structures, things like that. And then we get into market analysis, which is our second module. We get into financial analysis, which is our third. We get into working with CRMs and automations, which is fourth. Then we get into business operations. And then the last one is marketing. So there's quite a bit of information. There's over 120 lessons, over 4 hours of video content, and
Wow.
then the 6 live hour sessions on top of it. So it's a lot of info.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And I can just say, as having taken the course before, and as it continues to change, I'm in this next group that you'll start live with next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I can vouch for the course. It's fantastic. There's more than you can assimilate at one time, but you continue to have access. And every week it was like, all right, I need to grab 1 or 2 of these things, try to implement it, and keep moving on. It's what the big value for me is Michael's spending all the time staying on the cutting edge of this. I'm not willing to do that. I'm just not. So, and I let him do it for me, and then he distills it all down and gives me what I need to move my business forward, and it's been really, really good.
And you're really active on X, formerly known as Twitter, as well. What's your handle there?
At Mike Hironimus.
At Mike_Hironimus.
No, I don't think there's an underscore.
Yeah, it is. It's underscore.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I've tagged you several times this week.
Well, you know better.
And that's how I know.
And for all our listeners here, spell your last name for us.
HIR.
There you go.
Hironimus at Mike Hironimus. Well, Mike, thank you. Michael.
Yeah, either one.
Yeah, same show. There it is. That's it right there, right?
Yeah, but it's HIRONIMUS.
Get that out of here. Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is right there. Hold on.
It's under his face, by the way, if you want to.
I know.
Yeah. Don't worry. I've had people butcher it many times during my life.
I know.
There's really benefits to having a unique name, and then there's not benefits. There's something about anonymity, like being a John Smith. It's kind of nice too, right? You're hard to track down.
Yeah, maybe so, but man, I'll tell you, man, this was great.
Yeah.
We talked about it between the last week and this week, but if you'd be willing, I think we'd love to do something like this, maybe every month or every other month. Just make this sort of a regular live session if you think it'd be valuable for you.
You tell me. I don't know. Do people care about this? I don't know.
I think people care. I think people care.
People care. And I think the more we do it, the more they can expect it and join in and be up to date and take the ride with us. So if you're willing, man, let's keep that conversation open because
yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, listen.
It's just continuing to get more rapid paced, especially as these companies are trying to outdo each other. We're the beneficiaries, I guess, to a certain extent, because all these tools are coming out and it's fast and furious. And if you're up to date on what's happening, your productivity for 2025 is really going to go up a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks for being here.
Thanks for pushing through COVID. We really appreciate it.
I'm going to go lay down now.
Yeah, go take a nap, man.
I think this took everything that I had for today. So
you did great. Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
You guys. Thanks. I love you.
Hi, brother.
Yeah,
and thanks, everybody, for watching.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for watching. If you have not yet, subscribe to our YouTube, ding that little bell, get notified, leave us some comments, we read them. If you go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review, we will shout you out and read that review right here on the podcast. We have a newsletter. It comes out every single Thursday. Subscribe.wgbaron.com. Michael, you don't have to be here for this. You can go. You can go if you want.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, okay. It's every week in your inbox. You'll get some curated articles about business, of course, commercial real estate, negotiation, all the things that Bo AI, all the things Bo likes to nerd out on, as well as the podcast episodes. So you'll never miss another one of those. And yeah, we're on social media at Commercially Speaking, but on X we are at COM Speak Pod. And be sure to go check out Implementing AI in CRE.com if you want to learn more and be on top of this and not be left behind in 2025 and beyond. Michael, thank you so much.
Well said.
There we go.
All right.
Well said.
Michael, thanks, brother. We appreciate it.
You guys.
Yeah.
Take care.
Peace. Bye. Bye, Alice.